You will. Fire will kill you. Language. Immature thieves. Drugs. Terror. Relaxing. Kissing boils. Only kind of following the rules. Hello, everyone. We are Girls Guts Glory, and you're tuning in for a very special one-shot game. This game is sponsored by startplaying.games. You'll see it in the chat. It's a really cool website where you can get connected with DMs and other players, and you can join games on the website. You can hire a DM. It's really cool. And actually, we're announcing a fun thing. We have a game on November 7th at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time that you all can pay to join, and Rachel will be DMing. So it's pretty awesome. Woo! This is your chance to play with Rachel. There are only 6 seats, so go there fast to startplaying.games/you, the letter, /girlsgutsglory. Startplaying.games/you/girlsgutsglory and join that game. Play with Rachel. She's going to create a really awesome one shot for you all, and it's cool. And we're playing today. We're playing a very froggy game. So I'm Kim Doherty, and today I will be playing Mud, and Mud is a cleric grung. A grung cleric. Yeah.
I'm Erica Fermina, and I'll be playing Florp. I'm a grung bard.
I can't. This is great. Okay.
My name is Toodles, and I'm playing a grug fighter. We're all from the same place, if you can't tell.
And I am your non-amphibious DM, Rachel.
Woo-hoo.
I don't have a fun name. I wish I did. So here we are. It's a good grung name.
Great.
I say, looking at an entire list of names that I've made for NPCs.
I see a little mushroom behind you. You can be Shroom.
I'm Shroom. I'm Shroom. Howdy, y'all. I'm Shroom. I'm a little grung. I'm going to be running this story. So, let's get to it. You are all part of the Mostruer tribe. There are a lot of tribes where you're from, and a lot of you are on good terms, actually. Not too long ago, the leader of your tribe, your queen essentially, her name is Snick. She came to you knowing that you three, more than most, were a band of adventurers that worked really well together. You've gone out a couple of times together, you've taken care of some odds and ends outside of the town, and at this point you know something's going on in a neighboring tribe. The Waterbearer tribe hasn't been heard from in a couple of weeks, and Snick tells you to go out and find as much information as you can. She's not really sending you on a mission to go and beat down the doors and rescue them. You're going for information. You are a scouting party. She's not expecting you to come back with the entire tribe, just to come back with some information before they send out their more well-known warriors. So she gives you a general direction of where to search. The last known location of this tribe, the Waterbearer tribe. And they are perhaps the Mostruer tribe's closest ally. So off into the wilderness of Chult you went.
Chult.
Chult, yeah. That's where grung are. The Mostruer tribe, you normally made your home inside of an abandoned Chultan temple. And you have traveled for about 2.5, almost 3 weeks away from your temple, trying to find this larger, more recently abandoned temple where you've heard that your neighboring tribe has gone missing. You are walking single file across giant lily pads. What are giant for you? In a dark, muddy river. Very slow moving. You're not really at risk of falling in and being swept away with the water. But you're heading towards the other side of this embankment. Who's it first? Who's at the head of this line?
I think me, Mud.
Mud.
You could go. You could definitely go ahead.
Mud, I'm not very strong, but so maybe I shouldn't, but I feel like I'm a smart frog.
Well, I don't think it would have been Florp.
Well, I'm the opposite. I'm real strong, but I've been told I'm missing a few thoughts. That's what my parents say. But I'm real strong.
Real strong, but I'll lead the way with Toodles shortly behind, and Florp will be taking up the back.
All right. Mud, what do you look like? Give me a little description.
Mud's a deep red color, reddish brown, a muddy red, if you will. And Mud looks a little like Mud's gotten a little older recently, but Mud can throw down when Mud needs to throw down.
Does Mud have some like liver spots and wrinkles?
Yeah, Mud's got a few spots and some wrinkles because Mud lacks the sunshine and Mud doesn't wear sunscreen.
Yeah. That'll get you. So as Grung get older, they do get more spots, and it's kind of they're almost like badges of honor. Like, holy shit, you've lived this long, basically. Next, Toodles. Toodles, what do you look like?
Well, I'm a green grub. I like the way that sounds. I'm bald, but I have one little spiral of hair, just like with curls. Just one.
You are the only one in your tribe that has hair because Grung typically.
Well,
do
in the
not.
picture I saw on the internets, they had a mohawk on one of them. So maybe it's an artificially implanted.
Maybe everyone's
I
actually pretty envious of it.
Maybe
You
I
got a
blew it
wig.
off.
You got a
You
single
got
hair
a
wig.
single hair wig.
I have a little merkin for my top here.
Perfect.
And I just wanted to look special, and because I have a lot of warts, I think, if that's allowed.
Yeah.
I think I have a bunch of warts. I don't have aged spots, but I have warts, and I just have my stuff on me, and I'm just a plain looking fella. You wouldn't see much difference in the other grunts, except for I'm green, and I have my tools on me and my bow on me at all times. And that's it.
All right. Coming up in last place, Florp. What does Florp look like?
Well, Florp is a nice blue color. And she's got some instruments on her. She's got a surprising sheen. Like, she almost sparkles. She's a very, surprisingly enticing looking frog, you know?
She is one of the more attractive grung in your tribe. That's what she's known for. She's got a nice little sparkle to her.
How
Something
old is she?
a little whimsical. Unknown?
How old, Mud? Do you know how old
She's not
you
a
are?
tadpole.
She ain't no tadpole no more.
Mud thinks that age is just
But a number.
I believe that I'm as young as when I was 11.
Perfect. So you cross this river all together. Mud, Toodles, and Florp. And behind you, you hear something running up. Something's chasing after you guys. Can everyone make a perception check for me?
You know, considering how often I play D&D, you think I would be prepared for things?
Preparation. Who's prepared?
What?
Not me.
I didn't do well. I only got an 8.
16 for Mud.
12 for Floor.
Right.
Mud got speaking in the third person.
You know, you get to a certain age, you can get away with anything. Toodles, you think something is like coming after you guys. You're ready to throw down. Florp, you don't know. Maybe it's an animal of some kind. Is something like creeping up on you?
Maybe
However,
it's friendly.
Mud, you see the top of a little green head bobbing up and down behind a huge frond, a palm frond. And out from behind the frond pops another grung. And one that you actually recognize. His name is Gog. He's a little druid. He's known for making good berries in the morning and passing them out. He's also kind of simple, but very sweet. Really wants to make friends with everyone, and is actually very good at his craft. And he comes running up behind all of you, out of breath, panting, bowled over, going,
Is that
he's
you,
like a,
Dog?
he's like a distant cousin of all of you, because everyone in the Mosscher tribe is somehow related to each other.
Can you say
He
the
goes-
name again?
Gog.
Gog.
G-O-G, Gog.
Is that you, Dog?
Yeah, one second. Whew. Listen, I ran all the way over here. I saw you guys passing by, and I might puke. I don't run very often, but I did. I ran this time because I wanted to say, I saw you guys, and I got sent out late early on, and I was going to grab some like pants and stuff, but the rest of my party disappeared. I got left behind. I might have gotten turned around, to be fair, because I saw this real nice flower, and I thought, you know what, Sop might like this flower, and I wanted to get it for them, but then I turned around and everybody else was gone. So you don't mind if I join you? If I go with you? Where are y'all going anyway?
We're going to look for the water bear tribe.
All right. I heard they were having some trouble.
I wrote it down on my head. That's the only way I could remember.
I trust you. Okay.
It says it. Trust me.
I trust you. I don't even have to look. I trust you blindly with my heart.
I sweated a bit.
Oh no. What happens?
We're trying to figure out what's going on with the
We're missing.
Oh.
They're missing.
Oh.
Now-
Sounds like your party.
Yeah, like my whole party. It was a bunch of people.
But you know, there is a lesson. Stop and smell the flowers, and it might bring you where you're meant to be. So I think I agree. You're meant to be here with us.
Stop and smell the flowers.
That was real smart.
Where you're meant to be. Should I write that one down?
Do you have room?
I have a leg. Pull out my trusty lily pad pen. That's what
You
I'm
have-
talking.
You have like this it's a stalk of a plant that when you squeeze it, it lets out a little bit of this like inky goo, and it smells acrid. It doesn't hurt at all. Don't worry about that. But it smells nasty.
And I write some of it, and I've forgotten the rest.
You get like halfway through.
Yeah.
I can't remember the rest of the sentence. So you now have little Gog with you, and he's incredibly chatty. He likes to tell you about this rock that he found that's really cool, and if you hold it up to the light, it looks blue, but if you like look at it in your hand, it kind of glows purple. And he goes on and on and on. It's up to you if some of you like it, or if some of you absolutely hate it, but he's a part of your little party now.
You know, Gog, there's a lesson I learned a long time ago.
Oh yeah, was it?
He loves lessons.
Hey, he's like an old teacher.
Sometimes less is more.
Lisa, what?
Words. Sometimes you choose your words and make sure that they are important, and each word has meaning. If words just come spouting out of your mouth, people are going to stop listening to them. But if you choose those words wisely, everyone's going to listen. See, that's all listening to me right now. That's a lesson I learned a long time ago. And I suggest you try that.
That's the nicest way I've ever heard someone tell someone else to shut up.
I'm real sorry I got distracted in the middle of what you're saying. I feel real bad, but I think there's somebody up ahead.
Where?
I heard someone up ahead.
Should we hop on forward? Hop on, get it.
Yeah. Probably a friend.
Now, do we hop as grungs, or do we
You can
walk?
walk. You can hop if you'd like.
I mean,
Well-
I have these legs. I better use them. Some have tattooed ink on them, as you saw.
There's like a grocery list on the back of one of your legs telling you what plants to get. What were you saying, Kim?
I was saying maybe we should investigate what's up ahead.
Do you want to try and sneak and see what's up ahead?
Yeah, I'm going to try and sneak up.
All right, you can roll a stealth. We'll see what you get.
I'm afraid Mud might slip and fall because he rolled an 8.
Okay, so Mud thinks he's being incredibly stealthy. Stomps forward. Parts the plants and squints a little bit. Because, Mud, your eyes are not what they used to be. So you're right there, and you see what looks like a rabbit, but it's got a horn poking from the center of its forehead. And you guys know what these are. They're called Almirage. It's a race of animal that is not often found anymore. It's kind of like a jackalope. There's like a unicorn horn jutting out. They have big, long, floppy ears, very soft looking fur, brown, white on the stomach and down the chin, and then some brown spots on their hind quarters. And this Almirage is looking around. They were much more common to Chult many, many, many years ago. However, they are now more common in the Feywilds, which is where they are originally from. So it's actually kind of rare to see one nowadays. And it's looking around as if expecting something. And you see it blink hard, like it's trying to shake off something. And it hops off in a direction. Very specific. Like it's going for a goal. And it's gone.
Well, did you all see that Almirage?
Yeah.
I did.
I feel like we should follow it. This is an instinct of mine. What do you guys think?
I was about to ask if we should follow it. You know.
Well,
And I was about to say, whatever you want to do.
I
all
wonder
right.
where it's going.
Well, Mud's gonna take a giant leap.
Okay.
For mankind? No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
I think that's something that a frog can do.
For Grunkind.
Yeah, for Grunkind. Whoa, that would have been even made more sense.
I
Are
can
you
jump
gonna
25 feet.
all right. You are using that just to are you gonna continually jump and follow?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
see what's going on there.
All right, you give chase. This Almirage is incredibly fast, being a small rabbit. But you jump high enough that you can see it darting around in these big ferns. They are massive to you. For even medium-sized humans, they would be large. They would come up to a human's waist. So for you, these look like trees. But you can see the movement as this Almirage is darting around on the dirt floor. And there's a nice midday sun filtering through the treetops, these huge, almost, they're like baobab trees, if you know what a baobab is. They have really thick trunks. They're massive, and they're really tall. And they sort of explode in a handful of really skinny branches up at the top with small leaves. That's what you're surrounded by. But there's a thick canopy above you, and there's not a whole lot of room to dart between these giant trees, but you manage to follow pretty well. And eventually, you lose the Almirage because you come to a stop. There's a cliff that you reached. The Almirage has gone somewhere. But when you look down the cliff, you see what amounts to a thick, lush jungle below you. A lot of the same trees and flora and fauna, but it starts to become even more dense. And you know, this is where things start to get a little bit dangerous. Because you're essentially going into the wilds of Chult. Everything is green and beautiful, and the sunlight casts this amber glow over everything. It's gorgeous. And you also see the top of a temple way down below. Can you all make a history check for me?
Oh no. I'm not very good at that.
Mud got a 7, which Mud should have done better.
I actually minus on this. I had to take a point off of my roll. I only got 12.
Well, that's better than what I got. I got a solid 6.
We're not very historical.
At least it was solid.
Ooh. All right. It's a temple. It might be the one you're looking for. It might not be. You don't know. It is a temple, and there are many. If Chult has one thing, it's plants, humidity, big insects, and temples everywhere.
Hey, Gog, you know anything about history?
He looks up suddenly, like you caught him doing something, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at my feet because I had some mud on my feet, and I was trying to wipe it off." And you see he's got like a hand covered in mud, and it's like wiped down his foot. You think he probably doesn't.
My namesake, Mud. All right, then. What do y'all think? Should we go investigate this temple, see if we can get down there?
Yeah.
I'll follow you. I don't know.
I don't see why we shouldn't.
When I look around, do I see any sort of ways to get down that would be easy?
Yeah, everybody who's looking for a way down, make a perception check for me. Or a survival check. I will let you choose.
Yeah.
9. Still not rolling well.
18 for survival.
Nice. Florp got a 21 for perception.
Ooh, okay.
Mud's got mud in his eye.
Yeah, Mud, you're like, "Oh, let me help you with that." And you go over and help Gog sort of scrape all of the mud that's caked on his little webbed feet. Both Florp and Toodles, you notice there is what looks like a ledge underneath you, and it goes into a cave. And you remember a little bit hearing about something like this near the temple that you had to go to. It's a cave system that connects all through the cliff face and goes down, and it lets out almost dead in front of this temple. So you can hop down onto this ledge and go through the cave system. You can try and go around and find another way down. It is up to you.
What do y'all think?
Well,
Yeah.
I also have the option of us all jumping off this ledge, and I can cast Featherfall, and we can just float on down.
How long does Featherfall last?
A minute?
What's your speed with Featherfall?
60 feet per round?
Okay. Yeah, that's viable.
What do you think, Floor? Should we feather fall or should we go through those caves y'all found?
Well, if we do the caves, I feel like we've got more chances of danger. Though falling in itself is also dangerous.
How far was it down again?
It's very far.
Very
It's
far.
like 120 feet down, something like that.
Oh no.
It's like a sheer drop cliff face. So you would probably be okay with Featherfall, but
I have some rope. We could go down 50 feet and then do Featherfall.
That's using your brain toodles.
But well, maybe. Is it a good idea or a bad idea?
Well, this will allow us to fall slowly for a whole minute.
you guys hear Gog call out to you, and you look over towards where you heard his voice, and you see that he's on his stomach looking down over the edge of the cliff, and he says, "Oh, that rabbit thing went in the cave."
Oh no.
Well, I want to see what's going on with that Almirage, so maybe we should go in the cave.
Oh, you want to follow it? You think it's a friend?
I'm curious. I got inkling that there's something important about that rabbit with the horn.
Oh, maybe.
They
Well,
are fairly rare.
Well, the cave is on the cliff's face, yeah.
I don't like dark places, but I do like animals with horns. So I'm for it.
So if we get in a sticky situation, we can all just jump out of the cave and feather fall down at that point.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good option.
Well, how many people can you feather fall for?
Fall for up to 5.
Well, good. There's 4 of us, and if we need to bring the rabbit, that's 5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go see what this little rabbit's up to.
Okay.
All right. So you are going to feather fall down to the ledge, or you're just going to fall down on the ledge?
Is there a way to get to the cave easily?
Just jump down on the ledge.
Yeah,
It's not that far below you.
Yeah, if it's not a jump, I would just jump.
Mhm.
It's maybe 10 or 15 feet. It looks like this cave system was designed to pop out here, and it looks like there are the ruins of what was a ladder next to the cave entrance, and you hop down onto the ledge. It's not far, you're not hurt. And it looks like this was man-made, very crudely cut, and there are stone steps that descend down into the darkness. And Gog looks over at the ladder and he goes, "Oh, guess there's no easy way back up. We gotta go in the cave then."
All right, let's go inside. See what's going on. Do we want to sneak in?
I think it might be beneficial to not make a ruckus as we enter this cave.
My mom always said she did like a ruckus.
Let's try and stealth in a little bit then.
All right. I need everybody to roll stealth for me. And we're going to see how Gog rolls. Okay.
15.
15, all right.
My dice have not been kind. 7.
21.
All right. Everyone is actually really stealthy. And then there's Mud. Mud, as you're descending down these stone steps, your feet are positively slapping. You are down the steps. You think you are so stealthy. Oh boy, you are such a great scout. You're not at all. And Gog, Florp, and Toodles all very much feel like any cover you had is blown. But you descend into darkness and nothing happens. You don't hear any other creatures. You hear the distant drip of water somewhere. It is very dark down here. No light. I don't believe Grung have dark vision either. So one of you is going to need to light a torch or find some means of light for you to continue safely.
I can cast light.
What are you casting light on?
Oh, I have my holy symbol that I wear around my neck, and it's a little medallion. It has, it's made out of a leaf, but it's kind of petrified, and I'm gonna cast light on it, so it's glowing.
Cool. All right. For a moment, your poor old eyes are blinded as you cast light, and it's right in your face. But then your eyes adjust. And everyone sort of blinks that sheen of light away, and you can now see. You are in what for a human would be a narrow corridor, but being Grung, you can all stand side by side here and still have room to put your hands out and touch the walls. It's all dirt and stone. You can see the steps sort of wind down, and then ahead of you, it opens up into a darker, larger, cavernous area. It's rather pleasant down here, especially for you as Grung, because it is incredibly moist. You feel the beads of moisture start to trickle onto your skin, and it's very humid here as well. It's nice. It's like a nice little sauna. It feels very cozy, very at home.
Spa day for us.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas.
My sister's always going to the spa, and I never knew what she meant. This is a spa?
Well, it's like a spa. You get that steam. That steam opens up your pores.
The humidity is really good for your skin.
Will it make some of my warts go away?
It might make a little more comfortable.
Okay. I'll take it.
Gog reaches his tongue out, slaps it onto his eyeball, and licks away a drop of moisture that had started to go down. He says, "Let's go! This is real nice down here. I want to stay here."
Where's that rabbit?
Rabbit.
Perception check for me.
Hey, rabbit. Oh, we're stealthing. I don't do that. That's what my brain's thinking.
Oh, perception 22. Follow roll well.
Nice.
Oh.
You open your eyes wide. You have your little webbed fingers like this, keeping your eyes peeled, looking for anything you can see that might tell you where this rabbit went. And you see down below you on the steps, there's actually a muddy pattern of little feet with tiny claws and fur that's been swiped down these stairs, leaving a path for you to follow. And you can do so very easily. Follow it down, and you see little imprints where this Almirage has jumped, and the muddy ground has given way underneath a little bit, and you can see where their footprints have gone. This cavern that you enter into is so large that your light extends out from you, but you still can't see the walls. You can't see the ceiling. You can see just the very tips of rock formations coming down. You don't see where they originate. And every once in a while, a drop of water will fall from the peak of one and land near you. It's still quiet. You don't hear like jumping sounds, so you don't know where the Almirage has gone, but you can follow the steps for a while. And you come to an unusually quiet river. You hear very faintly the sound of perhaps a waterfall off in the distance, but in front of you is this smooth river, a glassy surface, making almost no noise as it winds its way through the cavern. It's too large for you to jump across, however. And you see the footsteps go to the edge, the bank that you're on of this river. And you don't know where they've gone from there.
How peculiar. Where'd that rabbit go?
The prince stopped.
Could it have jumped the river?
Looks like a rather wide river to jump.
Is the water you said looked very still or looked like it was moving?
It has a glassy surface. You don't know if that means that it's going incredibly fast or if it's very slow.
Are there any rocks or anything nearby?
Oh yeah, tons.
I was thinking that, but Toodles isn't smart enough to think that. Although I'm very high in survival, so I don't know how to figure this out.
You've got good instincts.
Maybe
You got
that's
street
it.
learning, you don't got book learning.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
I'm gonna pick up one of these rocks and throw it in the river, see what happens.
Okay.
It goes into the river and disappears.
All right. Are there any
Well-
like leaves or anything nearby?
No leaves. You don't see a lot of flora or anything down here. You see some roots. There's some reddish brown roots that are
I'm gonna take some herbs out of my kit and just kind of sprinkle them on the water to see if they move
Okay.
quicker or just kind of stay.
you sprinkle what looks like little green onions down on top of the river and it
Oh,
is
it's
whisked away.
that is a fast river. I'll be careful around there.
A river runs through this.
We breathe underwater.
Are
Brenda.
you able to breathe underwater? I don't remember.
We
We're
yeah, we do.
amphibians.
We do. We breathe. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes you can breathe air and water. Makes sense. Well, that
But it
But I-
wouldn't. It would carry us away.
Yeah, that was my concern as well.
Are there trees or any like hanging things to like?
we're in
No
a
flora. Yeah, you're in a cavern. You see a bunch of roots, but that's it.
Roots.
It looks like it's actually a pretty intricate and dense root system down here. Like maybe this is the root system of all the trees above you.
Do I see anything else, that piques my interest?
What was your roll? A 21?
22.
22? You look up and down the bank, hoping to see something, and you look up to your right, and you notice what looks like a thick slab of wood that has what amounts to giant railroad spikes driven on either side, but you see it looks jagged, like it's been cut.
What's going on with that?
You think that maybe at one point there was a bridge here, but it was sabotaged.
Oh, someone got rid of that bread. Wonder if we're supposed to try and go in the water, cross the water. I don't know. What are my instincts telling me? Can I roll something for that?
There isn't an instinct stat.
Perception.
Mm,
did.
Make a survival check, Mud.
Could I make one?
Just Mud. Mud's trying to decide what to do.
Well, I'm thinking about tying a rope around my waist and jumping in the water and them holding it.
15.
You
Let-
think that you could jump in the water, and you would survive. You're not going to drown. You don't know where it leads. Maybe it will take you very quickly to a deeper part of the tunnel. You don't know.
Anyone else feeling adventurous today?
I think I am.
You see Gog get into this stance where he gets kind of bow-legged, and he says, "Yeah, I'm ready."
Well, I say we tie ourselves to each other so we don't lose each other. And
Okay.
we go in the water and see what the heck happens. We followed a rabbit.
Why not?
we secure it to something before we get in the water?
Might be a good idea.
Well, are we trying to swim across, or we try to just let it go? Or we tie ourselves to each other and find out where we end up?
I'm kind of fine with the, you know, see what the hell happens. But I'm an old man. I'm ready for some adventure. I'm willing to take those risks. Y'all are young, have long lives ahead of you. You may not be willing to take those risks. I don't know.
God goes and stands by the riverbank. He says, "No, I'm ready. I want to take a risk.
Okay, well,
You only live once. YOLO."
Well, I don't want to lose you, Grog.
Dog.
So maybe tie this rope around your waist, and I tie it around my waist, and he ties it around his waist, and she ties it around her waist, and then we all get waist tied, and we go in.
We get wasted.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready. Time
All
up.
right, let's do it.
I'm still a little hesitant about this plan.
That's very rational of you.
If we get swept down this river, right? And what if it takes us the opposite way of where we need to go?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really know where we need to go at this point. We saw that temple, which is where we're trying to go, but we also are just following our stinks.
If we're following that rabbit,
And the prince stopped, it's in the water, right?
I mean, if we make it to the other side, we could see if there's footprints.
But could an Almirage jump that far? Does anyone know about Almirages? Grog, do you know about Almirages?
My name is Gog.
Dog. I'm sorry. I think grog is something my parents drink.
Probably. I don't know much about them. I think maybe their horns have like magical properties, but I don't know.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm ready to jump. Listen,
All right.
I may not be the smartest, but I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
I like your catchphrases, and you seem real smart to me.
Thanks! I think I'm real smart. Some people tell me I'm not, but you know what? I'm smart enough to have survived this long, so.
Yeah, that's what I say.
I don't want to make you do anything you don't want to do, Floor.
Well, I think if we tie ourselves together, at least we have each other.
I'm gonna take out my rope and just start tying.
Let's do it.
And I pass it to Gog.
Gog very enthusiastically ties himself around the waist and then passes it off. And you all tie yourselves to each other. So now you're just this little chain of grung on a rope. You're grung on a rope. And Gog is the first to waddle over to the edge of the water, and he looks down, and he looks like he's positively thrilled, like the look of a person about to skydive. And he turns and looks over his shoulder at all of you, and he says, "All right, let's go!" He jumps in, and you are all immediately whipped into the river. It is a very strong current, and it's like a whole roller coaster. You're going upside down at one point, you're tumbling around in the water. Thankfully, you can breathe here. But you're going at this breakneck speed, and eventually there's a big drop. And you fall and you fall and you fall, and then you hit the water again, and you slide right back into this tide that you're following and you're flowing through. And eventually, you get to the point where you're almost concerned because you've been here for some heart-stopping seconds, and then you hit what looks like a rock, but it's at an incline. So you all skate up onto this rock that juts out of the water, and you go up into the air, and you're flying this cluster of grung, and you land heavy in dirt and mud and a cloud of mud and dust goes right around all of you, and you're now coated. But you are on dry ground.
Woohoo! Well, that was an adventure.
Is this part of the spa?
Mud bath, yeah.
It's nice and cooling. It's very thick, but you all are completely coated, and it is.
I'm gonna
Nice.
pat it where you know how it makes that sound, and then pat my face of frog warts, like just go.
You like roll around in
Yeah.
the mud.
I do the the upside down frog.
I
want that covered, good cover.
Gog sees you doing that and does the exact same thing because it looks like a good time to him.
And then I go, warts, right?
Warts, yeah. I got a couple too. I got one on my back that's real nasty.
Just comes with the grown tail.
Some under his eyes.
Yep, you pile a little bit under your eyes. It's nice and cooling. It feels great.
Florp is untying the rope around her waist. And she's gonna wander over to the river and start washing it off.
Okay. As you start to wash it off, the light spell has not dropped from your leaf, your holy symbol. And the rest of you, Gog, Toodles, and Mud, you're all busy getting your mud on. And Florp, cleaning yourself up, you are looking up. You wash the dirt out of your eyes. And when you look up, you notice that the cavern you're in is a little bit smaller, enough so that you can see the ceiling and you can see the stalactites, stalagmites, the walls. It's a very long, almost corridor-ish cavern. You also see mushrooms all over the floor, coating it. They're in clusters. It looks like there's a very thin path around them. And in fact, you notice the footprints of that little clawed figure going in a very gentle pattern around these clusters of mushrooms. There's a ton of them. Can you make me a nature check when you're looking?
I can sure try.
All of us?
Just Florp, because Florp is the one that's looking up.
I just rolled a dirty 20.
Nice.
To go with all this
20.
mud.
You have not heard of these mushrooms, but you can tell that the Almirage has very carefully maneuvered around them.
So I found the footprints of the Almirage. And they seem to be going very, very carefully around these mushrooms. I don't know what these mushrooms are.
Mushrooms? I'm real hungry. Can we stop
Nope.
and eat? No.
No.
I don't think
Nope.
so. Not with
But
the way the footprints are going.
Dog, you stay away from those mushrooms, son.
Okay.
I am real good at survival. So
Why don't we follow those footprints?
What was that?
Sorry, what were you saying, Toodles?
I'm just saying that maybe if it's avoided them because we're not supposed to touch them.
I think that's the right mind.
So Grog, if we're not supposed to touch them, we're probably not supposed to eat them.
His name's
Gog. There's no R in my name. If you want me to be called Grog, I mean, maybe I can figure
Did I say Grog again?
Yeah.
I told you my mama says I get Figurago a lot.
Are you thirsty?
No.
Oh, okay.
You'll just have to forgive Toodles. He forgets a lot.
Oh, that's
I
okay. I forget.
I'll write it down. Wait, that's a good idea. I get out my little thing again, the stock, and I say, I'll put it somewhere I see a lot.
Where's that?
Good question.
You have
I'll
like
write-
your left wrist still open.
Yeah.
You are, however, covered in notes.
Gog. It's two G's at the end, right?
No, it's just G-O-G.
Oh, I'll scribble that one out.
Well, that's okay. I mean, it'll just.
I got it now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we're going forward. We're not gonna eat the mushrooms
Or touch
or
Nope.
touch 'em.
Mushrooms, we're gonna follow the footprints, see where that rabbit's taking us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a magical rabbit.
He got a cord.
Following the magical rabbit down the rabbit hole. Okay. Don't touch the mushrooms. I'll remember.
Gog, if I see you going near a mushroom, I'm gonna yell at you.
Don't yell at me, please. I don't like it when people yell at me.
It's not gonna be like an angry yell. It's just gonna be like a Gog. Remember what we said?
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, that works for me.
Alright. Good.
So you are all starting down this path, being very, very careful to avoid the mushrooms. Can everybody make a dex check for me? Okay.
7.
Well,
Just a straight dex? Is that what we're doing?
Straight dex.
That'll be an 18.
All right, Florp, you are pretty dexterous. You're very careful to avoid them. Toodles, you kind of teeter a little bit, but you're very purposeful with your steps. However, Mud and Gog, Mud, again, you've kind of lost your sense of spatial awareness as you've gotten older. So you make it about halfway through this corridor, and you can see it opens up into another room on the other side. And you put your foot down right on top of the like gross, fleshy top of a mushroom.
Oh no.
And as soon as you do, this light appears under your feet, and the mushroom begins to glow with this violet color, and it spreads through the entire cavern like a wave until all of the mushrooms are bright purple, and they all sort of start to lift up. I need everybody to roll initiative.
no!
Sorry, everyone.
Wait, initiative?
Initiative!
We're fighting mushrooms?
Please, it's
Oh
initiative.
no. I rolled well and I don't like that because I don't like going first. I never roll well on initiative.
5. Mud's not rolling well today.
I got
17.
a 9.
Ooh, I'm going first. Maybe God will go first.
What were you at?
17.
17. All right.
Let's see what they do.
Okay. I need to roll a couple of times. Hang on.
Magic mushrooms.
Literally.
Is that why you chose that background, Rachel?
Is
She did.
Is it?
I tried to pick something swampy, but you know, this isn't forest, but you know what, you get the idea.
Oh yeah, our images are coolfreepics.com. Johannes Planio. Thanks.
Does he take these? These are gorgeous.
They're beautiful, right? I have
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. I got my little mushroom from Johannes Planio. So these mushrooms start to they sort of like undulate a little bit, and that as well starts to spread. They start to all undulate, and you think that maybe this is how they are communicating with each other. Beneath your feet, you all feel this web start to rise, And you see their interconnected root system raise up out of the ground, and it shakes some of the dust off of it as it does, and you're all standing on top of this web system, and your footing is a little bit unsure. You start to fall a little bit. However, you're still on your feet, but some of these roots are reaching out to smack you. Let's see. This is going to head for Toodles first. Mushrooms underneath you. There's 3 of them that start to like at your ankles. That is 6 to hit, which I doubt will hit.
Is that consider? Oh, 6, because my armor class is 16.
Yeah, no, that doesn't hit you at all. Neither does a 13. A dead 16, however, will hit it. It's kind of funny if you weren't, in the middle of combat, you would laugh because it's just these little pale white tendrils that are reaching out and they're slapping you. But when you kind of dance around the first 2 and you're like, oh, this looks kind of weird. And then the third one hits you, and as it smacks your skin, it hurts. You take 6 points of necrotic damage as it leaves this gray line on your skin where it almost burns. It sucks some life out of you. That is their first turn. Toodles, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, do I get a reaction before my attack?
What do you have under reactions?
I have Mage Slayer attack.
Okay, I
it wasn't a spell though.
No.
And then it wasn't a melee attack either.
It was a melee attack.
Oh, well, I parry. I think that's how you say it. When another creature damages you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction, expend 1 superiority die, I have 4, to reduce the damage by the number you roll on your superiority die plus 3.
You can do that if you want.
I don't think I'll use it yet. I still have some. Okay, so what am I gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Oh shit! Excuse my French. I just meant there's some dog. There's some jackalope. There's some illusion. What's it called? Mirage. Who? That's why I said that word. Now, okay. So my attack, my action is I'm gonna just. Ooh. So how big are they? Tiny?
No, I mean they're like up to your waist. So they're still small from like a human's standpoint, but for you they're decent.
So we have to, and there's how many? Do we have to take them one at a time? Crud. Well, I'm not a magical being, so I think that I have to, even though it says I can cast a spell, I'm gonna use my crossbow.
Sure, if you want, go ahead.
Have it out. I mean, It's on my back.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you guys were prepared. You all had your weapons drawn.
Okay. So I guess I rolled a hit.
Yes, you do.
Ooh, did I get up? Okay. 12.
A 12 will hit.
Yeah. And it's 1d8. There we go. That's the diamondy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that is an 8 plus 3, 11.
All right. You bring out your crossbow and shoot a bolt straight at one of the ones closest to your feet, and it sinks into the myconiid hide, deep into the mushroom stalk.
I think I have 2 actions.
You might. You're a fighter.
Attacks per action, too.
Yeah, you can attack twice if you want.
Okay, well, since I already have it out, I'm going to do it again.
Okay.
Make it easy. Trying to, 12 again. No.
That'll hit.
No, sorry. 9 plus 8.
Yeah,
15.
that'll hit.
15? 17. 17. Okay, so then this again.
Are you aiming for the same one or a different one?
That's a very good question. The same one.
Okay.
4.
All right, you do another 4 points of damage. You shoot your crossbow bolt down at it where it looks like it's sort of inching closer, and your crossbow takes a whole chunk out of the little canopy head of the mushroom. So it now
Like
has
that.
a divot in it.
I
Alright.
think I don't have, I mean, I have a bonus action, but I don't want to do it now.
You don't have to.
Wait, when did your turn, you go forward, your deck needs a bonus action to, oh. Okay, that would have been something. Now, I think that what I'll do now is, are we at a good vantage point?
I mean,
We're in the
you're all-
middle of it or at the beginning of them?
You're towards the end of the corridor. You got a little more than halfway down the corridor before you triggered them, essentially.
Okay, I'm staying put.
All right. You do your damage, and it is now Gog's turn. You see Gog start to panic. Gog, is more of a like gatherer type. As a druid, Gog tends to go out and grab supplies and food and harvest things and bring them back. Gog isn't necessarily used to combat. However, you see Gog lift one of his skinny little webbed hands, and in the center you see this tiny little bead of pure whitish blue something that begins to form, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until he's holding an entire knife made of ice, and he chucks it at one of these. Oh my gosh, yeah. With a 25, he's gonna hit one of these little mushrooms. And does 6 points to the one that you had already damaged, Toodles. And he's gonna start to, after doing that, use the rest of his action to run forward towards the entrance. Or not the entrance, the exit, rather.
That would have probably been smart.
He just wants to get out of there. He's scared. Yeah. That's going to be Gog's turn. It is now Florp. Florp, what would you like to do?
Well, I'll face. So are they on? Are they like on either side of us?
Yep.
I'll face away from the way that Toodles is facing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make some froggy noises and cast Thunder Wave.
Excellent. This is a save, correct?
Yeah, a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, let's see what they roll. I'm gonna roll. One group got an 18.
That'll pass.
One group got a 6.
That'll fail.
One group got a 10. And the other group got a 10.
So only one group passes because the DC was 13.
Nice. All right. Tell me what their damage is.
Their damage, I had to find 2d8s. That'll be a 9 total. And they'll
9
be
total?
pushed. Yeah. So that'll be for the ones that passed. Or no, the ones that failed will take 9 because it was only 2d8. And then the ones that passed will take half that. Rounded up, so 5.
Okay. You do this. You send this shock wave going down the tunnel behind you. And you see it hitting every single mushroom on the way down, and most of them look like they take a ton of damage. They look pretty ragged. And you see them all convulsing. The one that Toodles had been shooting, you just barely managed to get that one, and you see it explode into viscera.
Also, I mean, I don't know how this would work. The ones that failed are supposed to be pushed 10 feet away from me.
That unfortunately doesn't happen. You see that the root
'Cause they're all,
system
like,
is
connected.
very deeply burrowed into this area, so unfortunately they don't get pushed. You are, at this point, you're standing on top of all of them,
All right.
but you do damage pretty much all. I don't know, you damage all of them, every single mushroom. So nice.
Heck off,
Nicely done.
mushrooms.
Head off, mushrooms. Anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
Yeah, I'll sing a little song. The song of my people.
Mm-hmm.
It goes a little something like. And I'm gonna give Mud some bardic inspiration.
I think I danced to that song at my prom. All right, Mud, you
That was
give
great.
bardic inspiration.
What is it? 1d6?
8.
1d8.
All
Yeah.
right, Florp, that is your turn. It is now another cluster of mushrooms' turn. Florp, they are right next to you. 2 of them are going to attack you. 1 is going to attack you, Mud. So the 2 that are attacking Florp, that was a nat 20, so that one's going to hit. That one was a 6. It's probably not going to hit. You, Florp, right? Nope, that's what I thought. A 15. Will that hit you, Mud? No? Nice. Mud says, no. No. You're a little grumpy. It's kind of past your bedtime. So, these creepy little white, stark bone white tentacles, they give off this, like, they have like tiny little hairs on them. They look disgusting. They come whipping at your feet, and you dance out of the way of one of them, but one of them smacks you right on the ankle and it grazes your skin in a line as it deals necrotic damage to you. That's 6 points of necrotic damage.
Mud?
No, that's to Florp. Actually, that's 12 because that was the nat 20. That was the only one that hit you. Unfortunately, you feel it wrap when it hits. It's like a slap bracelet, and it wraps around your ankle, and you feel it burning all in a circle.
And that was 12, you said?
It's 12. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. It's pretty nasty. But that is their turn. They can't do anything else. Mud, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna offer some aid to my allies. So that means that each target's hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 5 for the next 8 hours. So I'm just bolstering y'all up. And then with my bonus, I'm gonna cast my spiritual weapon at a. Do I want to save this? I'm just gonna do it. I cast my spiritual weapon at a 3rd level.
All right, and then you can attack with that immediately, I believe.
Yep, I'm gonna attack whichever one's closest by.
Yeah, go ahead. You can use your spiritual weapon to attack. What does your spiritual weapon look like for little Grung?
My spiritual weapon. It looks like a little mud monster, like a little. And
is it like a Vegapygmy?
I don't know what that is.
So the Grung would know what Vegapygmy are. They live in Chult. They essentially they look like little brown onion people. They're wrinkly, and they have little stalks on their head that look like little green mohawks, and they have like thick. They're like potato-y, turnipy people.
It's like a little muddy, angry Vegapygmy.
Okay, so you call forth this spiritual weapon, which shows up as this ethereal-looking Vegapygmy who is dripping this ethereal mud, and you see he has these 2 leaves that are like little angry eyebrows that just curl down. He's ready for a fight. He's with his big turnipy stumps.
All right, so melee attack. 17.
17 will hit. Do your damage.
All right, it's So at a higher level, third level, the damage increases by 1d8. So 2d8. Let's see how this goes. 4 points of damage.
4 points. All right. Your Vegapygmy, this big angry monster, stumbles up, looks down, and goes clong with a big old hand and smacks the mushroom. All right.
And then I'm gonna run toward where Gog ran.
Okay. Cool.
Towards the exit.
You go your speed up towards the exit following Gog. All right. Now it is 2 groups of mushrooms. There are a lot of them. They go in 3s. So this one is going to attack Mud. That's an 18 to hit.
It'll hit.
Meets it? Okay. So that one hit. The second one is going to go for Florp for 14. Okay. And a 16 for Gog, which, let me check his AC. I believe that does hit him. Yep, it just gets there. All right, these nasty looking white thin tentacles with this peach fuzz hair whip around, smacking each of you, this rotting touch. Mud, you are going to take 4 points of necrotic damage. Florp, you are going to take 4 points as well. And little Gog is going to take some damage as well.
Do
You
y'all
hear him run out. As
have hit points for the aid?
Oh yeah, remember you have your 5.
And you said that's temporary max as well, right? Like your max is bumped up 5 HP for 8 hours?
Yep.
Whose was everybody or just you?
Yeah,
No,
everybody.
that was everybody.
Oh, I have 5 extra. Oh,
You do.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first group. The second group is going to go. They're going to hit Gog, Mud, and Toodles. For Gog, that's a 10. That's not going to hit. For Mud, that is a 12. That's not going to hit. For Toodles, that is a 2, which I doubt will hit. That doesn't hit your AC. I don't think anyone's AC is that. All right. We are at the top of the round. That's another cluster of mushrooms because there's a ton of them. So one of them, that's a nat 20. That's going to Gog. This one's going to Florp. That's a 5. This one is going to Toodles. It's a cluster of one of the ones that had been attacking you before. That's a 14. Nope. Okay. So unfortunately, you see as Gog is running away, he's getting stung by these tentacles that keep slapping him. You see one hit him on the back. You hear him yell out in extreme pain as he takes some damage. And you see this line of gray show up all along his back where he was slapped. All right, it is now Toodles' turn. Toodles,
they're
what are you
gonna
doing?
hurt his warts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I want to use my whip. Because maybe,
Okay.
because can I like whip more than one of them?
No.
Damn it. Then maybe I should use the other thing because it is more damage. So fuck the whip. Oh, hey, I said fudge. There's just that illusion that on Mirage has a lot of SHIT on the ground. All right, so I have a crossbow out, and I'm gonna aim it at another one.
Okay. The one that you were attacking before, or not the one that we were attacking
It
before?
blew
the
up that
attacked
one.
You.
17 again.
That'll hit. Do your damage.
8.
You do 8 points of damage to this one.
And then I'll just go again.
Same one?
You know what? The same one.
All right.
24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. Easy.
5.
They're mushrooms. Like,
Yeah.
you know. All
5.
right, you send another bolt right into the same one that you had hit earlier, and this one as well explodes into mushroom viscera and chunks and spores. It just goes
Oh, good.
nasty.
I did that. Did you see that I did that?
Everybody does indeed
That
see
is
that
not
you
fair.
did that.
And then so he was stung. There's like hundreds around us?
There's like 30 or 40. There's
30
a
or
lot.
40. There's a lot. So can I, how far can I get trying to step where they don't, are they all just going to hit me when I run?
You're standing on, so you triggered them, so they pulled their root system up, so you're standing on top of them and the root system.
So if I run, if you run, you get hit.
No, they have to roll to hit you.
I'm gonna run.
Okay.
Come join us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you're all the way up front.
They're on their way. Yeah, they're.
I want to be on my way too.
All right. So Florp is the only one that has not run down the cavern. The rest of you have started your mad dash towards the exit. Gog is at the head of this, and it is Gog's turn. You see him hold up his hand, and he does the exact same thing. He sends this ice knife shooting off to the side. Unfortunately, that's not going to hit. Oh, no, that will hit. Never mind. They have incredibly low AC. I forgot. And he shoots another one and takes it out. This ice knife, shing, right into the rock wall. It goes through a mushroom, and the mushroom sort of, and then explodes. And there's another of spores as it does. And that's Gog's turn, and Gog gets within 5 feet of the exit now. Florp, it's your turn now. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna. Can I try to just dash?
Yeah, absolutely. You can make it up to where Gog is. You can, if you dash, you'll go right to, like, parallel to Gog. You'll be about 5
there's
feet
too
away.
many mushrooms. I'm just gonna run.
Okay, you do so. And that is your turn. It is now a cluster of mushrooms' turn. They reach out with their incredibly long root system, and they're going to attack Gog, Florp, and Mud with a 12 for Gog, which is not going to hit, a 6 for Florp, which I'm assuming is not going to hit, and a 6 for Mud, which is also not going to hit. So they waste their turn doing nothing. Mud, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Mud is gonna run too. Try to get towards that exit.
Run, Mud, run.
With my action as fast as an old Mud can. And then with my bonus, I'm gonna attack with my spiritual weapon again.
All right. You get pretty far. You get about 5 feet away from the door, just like everybody else. You pick up your old feet and you're sort of clamming around. You're surprisingly fast for an older guy. Your spiritual weapon, that big lumbering bloody turnip. Yep. Roll to hit.
There's an 8.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Oh,
They're mushrooms.
They're mushrooms. Great. All right. Then let's see. That's 9 points of damage.
All right. You see your giant muddy ethereal vegapygmy just slamming down behind you on the crouched, looking down at the mushrooms, like playing what's that game? Oh my gosh, I'm completely blanking on the arcade game Whack-A-Mole. Thank you. Oh my god. He's basically playing Whack-A-Mole with these mushrooms, just slam, slam, slam. And you see, why not? Just for shits. 2 of them go into these spore clouds as he's crushed them.
Well done, Pygmy.
All right, Mud, that's your turn. It is now 2 more mushy clusters That one is going to hit Gog with a 19. Gog is going to take 6 points of damage. You see this icky little tendril wrap itself around his leg and up his thigh, and when it sort of slides away, you see it's left another gray streak behind. And this last one is going to go for Florp with a nat 20. I'm sorry. That's going to be 8 points of necrotic damage as a tentacle wraps itself up around your leg and
8
slides off.
total.
Yeah, 8 total.
Okay.
Yep. However, there's another cluster that gets to go, and this one is a complete cluster of 3. They all look fairly damaged. However, they are all still alive, or whatever alive is for these guys. This is going to go for Toodles. It's an 11, which I doubt hits your AC. And this is going to go for Gog. A 17 will hit him, unfortunately. And for Florp, this one is going to be an 8. Yeah. All right, you see poor little Gog takes even more damage and he yells out in pain, struggling to get to the door as more tentacles are whipping at his ankles. However, we're at the top of the order. Toodles, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, how far till I'm out of this place?
You are a little bit behind everyone. I'm going to say that's like 10 feet.
10 feet. Well, I have a question here. So I mean, I think we all do, but I know I have poison, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I have poison, and I can put it on the tips of my arrows. Didn't sound good. Tips of my arrows. But I don't really need it because it's freaking mushrooms. So why even bother, to be honest? So I have my bow out. I'm going to use it again. I mean, should I run first? If I run, am I away from them already?
Yeah, you're only 10 feet away from the door.
Oh, get out. Bye.
Okay, you bolt out the door past everybody else. You are in a different part of the cavern now. Anything else you'd like to do in your turn? Any bonus actions?
How, can I see what's around me? Is it scary? Do I need to alert anyone of anything?
I mean, the light is still with mud, so you see a dark cavern. You don't hear anything, and you have a little bit of light. You don't really see anything, but again, you don't really have a light source with you. Just the bare minimum that's trickling off of.
I'm just gonna wait, and or I could give someone. Do I want to do that? I mean, yeah, we're playing a one-off, so might as well. For my second action, I can use, what is it called?
Your superiority dice or your command?
My bonus action, yeah, I'm going to use my superiority dice. And when you take the action on your turn, you can forego one of your attacks and use a bonus action to direct an ally that you can see and hear you to strike using its reaction.
Sure.
Adding the superiority die to the damage roll.
Yeah.
That's dumb. These are damn mushrooms. I'll save it. I'm just going, come on, everybody. And that y'all's turn.
All right.
That was a big bunch of thinking for, see? He is all there, this guy. But
all right. So you get out of the corridor with the mushrooms. It's Gog's turn now, and you see Gog come tumbling after you. And he tumbles a little bit into the darkness, and you see him like on his back, panting. This poor little guy might have asthma. You hear him like wheezing a little bit. Florp, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I'd like to get the hell out of Dodge.
All right.
I'm gonna go straight for that door.
All right. You're only 5 feet away, so you jump out and you're outside with everybody else. And now it's just Mud. Mud, there's still one group of... Actually, it's just one single mushroom that gets to go before you. You are bolting for the door, and you see one big old angry-looking mushroom. If they could look angry, this one does. and it has a tentacle poised, ready to strike at you as you pass. But with a 4, it whips out and misses you nimbly, showing a moment of grace. Jump over like you're playing jump rope. And Mud, I'm going to assume with your turn, you get the hell out of Dodge.
I say, come on, pygmy, and I leave.
All right. So you're all outside of this mushroom hallway, and you see the ethereal Vegapygmy looks up and sees that you are out of the corridor and goes, yeah, okay, and comes stomping down. And you see every once in a while where it stops, a mushroom will burst into a cloud of spores and explode. And he comes to the doorway and he stands there waiting for another one of your orders. And you find yourselves in a cavern that has on the other side what looks like a grung-sized opening that leads out. And now that you have the light here, you can see a little bit better. It looks like there's a door in this grung-sized opening. And this is where we're going to stop for a quick break.
And everyone remember, we are playing right now, sponsored by startplaying.games. Go to startplaying.games/you/Girls Guts Glory for your an opportunity to join a table with Rachel DMing on November 1st. So go check it out. We'll have it in the chat, and we'll be back in just a second, probably, because we taped this last night.
Yay!
It'll be a 2-minute break.
Hello, we are back from our little mini break. And just to clarify, I said November 1st for the game. It's November 7th at 1 p.m. Brain malfunction. So yeah, go there, startplaying.games/you/Girls Guts Glory, and join Rachel's table. There's only 6 seats, so go fast. But also there are other tables you can join. You can create games yourself on startplaying.games where you DM and you can, offer seats at your table. It's a really great resource to get playing for those of you who say, I don't have a DM or I don't have friends to play with.
You have the internet.
We're all playing from home now anyway, so.
Yeah, look at this. Hello.
Yeah. Look at us doing it. We show you that any idiots can do it.
I definitely do.
All right, let's get back into it. when we left off, you had popped out of the mushroom corridor, the terrible, terrible mushroom corridor, and you found yourself in a smaller cavern. And you saw on the far opposite wall a little cutout that looked like it was Grung size and a door. What would you like to do? Gog is a little bit busy popping a couple good berries in his mouth because he took quite a bit of damage.
I'm going to actually cast Cure Wounds at a first level on Gog.
Okay.
Let me. So that's 10 points for Gog. Does anyone else need healing? All right. Then I'm going to cast.
I mean, I'm not so bad. I think I only need 1 point actually, so I don't need it. But if you wanted to do, I don't need it.
I could use a bit of healing myself.
All right, come here, child. And Mud takes his muddy hand and he kind of just touches your face, gets a little mud on there, and casts Cure Wounds on you as well.
Oh, that's right. Do we still have that mud all over us? It's dried. It's cracked.
No, it's actually still pretty wet. It's still
pretty wet. Good. It's really good.
It's like a clay. Yeah, it's like
I love a
clay.
clay.
You're gonna get 10 points of healing too for.
Who, me?
10?
No. Yeah, 10 points, Florp. No, you're not getting healing, Toodles.
I don't want to heal it. I want to be in the spa.
I'll just give your face a little touch without casting anything, Toodles, and say, there you go, feel better, okay?
Thank you.
With his muddy hand, Mud puts a little mud where some of the clay consistency mud had come off of your face. So he does fill in that gap.
Thanks, Mud, for the mud.
My pleasure.
Okay. So Gog looks at all of you expectantly. Are we?
Let's
Are
go
we
through
gonna-
the sun-shaped door.
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't want to outright ask just in case it was rude, but yeah, let's go. And even though he's taken a lot of damage and he looks like if when he was running through that corridor, he looked kind of traumatized. Now he looks like he's ready to go skydiving again. He's got an energy about him. So he rushes for the door and he flings it open. And on the far side of the cavern where he has pulled open this little door, it's like a piece of bark someone's taken off a tree and shoved in there. You see sunlight coming through, and it's very late afternoon sun streaming in this gorgeous golden line illuminating the ground. And he steps out, and you hear from outside, "Hey, you guys! Hey! Hey, we made it!"
Well, let's go then.
Did he say we made it?
We made it.
Where'd we make it?
I don't know.
Let's go see.
You go outside to see what exactly he meant, and when you step outside into the bright sun, you blink a little bit, and then your eyes adjust, and you see up ahead of you, down a dirt path in this incredibly lush, dense forest, is that temple that you had seen before. It looks like it has been here a very long time, and up until recently had been taken care of very well. There's no moss or lichen growing here. And down the path, you hear some exotic birds calling in the distance. You make it up to what looks like a perimeter wall, and the doors are wide open. And you see just the tail end of this rabbit body at the top of the steps disappearing into a massive opening into the temple. The temple itself is a yellowish stone, giant square blocks that have been set on top of each other, and it looks like clay figures have been drawn or made or sculpted onto these blocks. You see snakes, you see Almirage, you see all sorts of beings. You see some grung, you see birds, you see flail snails, which you're familiar with because you know that they are a massive type of snail that is generally pretty passive, but if you upset them, they can get painful really quickly. You see all of these creatures sculpted into the side of this steeped looking squarish temple. But the Almirage that you had been chasing, it looks like, just disappeared up at the top of these steps.
Well, this is a pretty old temple.
I like the pictures.
Should we follow that rabbit?
Yeah. That one looks like me, but without mud. Not you mud, but mud on my face.
That does look like you.
I'm gonna take my finger. It has mud on it, and I'm just gonna put my fingerprint on its forehead, like Simba, but like
Simba.
But it's like Toodles.
You do so. It looks like it is drying on top of the sculpture.
I'm fine with that.
Yep. All right.
Lead the way, ma'am.
Who are you saying that to?
But
I'm a man.
you're a man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A man. I thought you said ma'am.
No, sorry. Sometimes I sound like I'm stuffed up.
All right, let's go then. Come on, all you kids.
All right. So you all hop up these stairs. They're kind of tall. You can still manage to get up them, but you're all pretty little. And you hop up the top of this staircase, and you walk in. And the inside of this temple is illuminated by strategically placed holes in the ceiling where the sunlight comes streaming through. And you get the sense that at night, this place just gets dark. And there are tables and chairs that look like they're the size of regular humanoid chairs, so they're a little bit larger than you are. Set up everywhere. You smell some stale bread, and it smells like dust and old stagnant air in here. You're in a big hall, and it's not separated into rooms, but there are a ton of pillars right in the center that are holding up this weird, crooked, steeped ceiling above you. And you see there's an entrance dead ahead, a very large one. It looks like it would be 2 doors size, but there are no doors. It's just open. And you see an entrance to your right and then to your left. You do not hear anything, however, just birds outside.
Well, we don't see rabbit tracks.
Make a perception check for me, everybody. And then Gog will do this too. Ooh, Gog trips and falls over his own 2 feet.
And so does Mud. Mud trips over Grog with a natural 1.
Yep. So Gog rolled a natural 1.
Dog.
Falls on his face, and Mud does the exact same thing. Mud, you were looking up at the ceiling, so you didn't notice that Gog had fallen over right in front of you.
Whoop.
Well, the good news is I rolled a 23.
Whoa, I didn't do that. I just rolled a 12.
All right. So you are both aware enough that you don't fall into this pile that's starting to form up ground. With your 23, your keen ears are trying to pick up on something. You don't hear anything, but fortunately your keen eyes see a very faint trail of mud going off to the right.
I think I found it.
Well, good, Mud says as he dusts himself off. I found nothing, clearly.
Do y'all need
Gog-
help up?
Gog rolls onto his back and jumps up onto his feet. Nah, I'm okay. I'm ready to go, and you are. That kind of hurt. He's got this, like, red mark on his nose.
Sorry, I didn't mean to fall on you, Mud.
Oh, no, that's okay. Wait, I'm not Mud. You're Mud.
Oh, sorry, I
I'm
didn't
Gog.
let me fall on you, Gog. With
Did you hit your head? Are you okay?
me covered in mud. I got mud all over you.
What day is it? How many fingers am I holding up?
6.
You okay? He's gonna roll a medicine check on you.
This is his name if you forget.
Dog.
dog with the don't pay attention to the scribble.
He notices that you're all right. You're just old, and he passes you a good berry and says, "Oh yeah, you eat that up. It's real good.
Oh,
And you
that is
taste
tasty.
your favorite food as soon as you put it in your mouth. It's delicious."
Woo-wee.
Never heard him ever make that noise before. That was amazing. Woo!
That's why I love one shots. People create the weirdest characters. Right? Are you guys following the trail?
Yes.
I'm behind floor.
Sure are.
So you head off to the right, and the doorway leads to a staircase that goes down. You go down that staircase, and you take a left. It looks like the doors to the left and the right, opened to staircases that went down and then met together like a little bracket. And there's a hallway in front of you. You go down. It looks like something collapsed down here. There's a lot of debris and rubble. Some of the rooms are closed off, and you can sort of peek inside. You see what looks like maybe some bedrooms, and you see some armories, and you see a lot of places where people would have gone to worship. There's like one or two bathrooms here and there. But at the very end of the hall, there's this doorway that looks a little more special, for lack of a better term. There are little sculptures that have been made out of the wall, and it looks like all of these animals, again, all along this arch, looking inward. Do you follow inside? All right. You go inside. This room, those of you with high enough survival, if you have like a 3 or a 4, especially if you have a 3 or 4 survival, which God does, you can tell from keeping track in your mind of where the entrance was that you've gone down through the bottom of the temple, and you are in a room that is not underneath the temple proper. This is a room that's separated a little bit, if that makes sense. And you come into this massive room, and you see sunlight streaming through an opening, a crack in the ceiling, and through that crack, a tree grows from the ground all the way up, and it looks like it broke through the ceiling. It's massive, and it doesn't look like the baobab trees. It's not a thick trunk. It's covered in leaves everywhere. There are lots of small branches. And right at the heart of this trunk, you see many, many electric blue butterflies just sitting there fluttering gently, covering something. And there's a little, what looks like a couple steps and a flat dais, maybe a pedestal. There might be something on it. You can't tell. And roots have come through the walls everywhere and cracked. There's lots of these bright orange and blue and purple flowers, birds of paradise everywhere. It's vibrant here and beautiful and still very, very humid.
Oh, would you look at that? This looks like a little slice of paradise.
It does. I really love butterflies.
It's really beautiful.
Maybe I would have walked up to it and go, and then see what's underneath of them.
You do so. Toodles walks up to where you can look up the tree trunk and see all these butterflies, and you blow up. They all flutter, and underneath you see a carving in the tree itself. It looks like there are 9 indents in the tree where things could be put, and you see figures. You see an Almirage carved. You see a Froghemoth carved. You see a snake-like creature carved. You see a grung. You see a bird. You see something called a Zorbo, which looks kind of like a very angry red panda, like a scaly stomach. You see a Kamadan, which is what to a grung would be an incredibly fearsome creature. It's a jaguar with essentially a gorgon head, snakes all around it. You see a flail snail, and then at the very right, at the bottom, you see a Sioux monster. A Sioux monster is ape-like. It's kind of like a capuchin. They are very mean. You know that your tribe has almost been destroyed by creatures like this before. They are very powerful. They have some psionic abilities. And they are cruel. And they love to eat grung. It's one of their favorite meals. So you see all of these 9 figures carved in above these 9 dugouts, which it looks like things can be inserted into.
Well, how many of them have things in them?
None of them.
Do we see anything that looks like the right size to be inserted?
Everybody make an investigation check, and Gog will do the same thing.
Oh my God, I think this still counts. I dropped the dice and to roll it, but it went into like the dice shaft we have on our dice trays, and it landed on it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
I will totally let that work. Yeah.
Yeah.
5, because I roll so well today.
I rolled a 15.
All right. Mud, you are looking around the roots of the tree, and they grow up out of the ground in loops, so you can like walk under some of them. They're tall enough. These are big, big roots. You can put your arm around them. But you don't see anything there. Florp, you're looking off to the left where it looks like there was maybe a place where shamans made potions. You've seen some of your druid grung have a similar setup. It looks like there were maybe some glass vials there. There's some herbalism kits that have been ripped open, beakers, and all sorts of things over there. Lots of magic user stuff. Gog is on where that pedestal is in the center of the room, looking around, and you see him kind of climb up on top of the pedestal, and he's looking at something up there. Toodles, with your nat 20. You're looking around on the right side of the room. You are shuffling through some of the fallen debris. You move aside some rocks. There's some leaves from this giant tree that have fallen and, turned brown. And you find what looks like a little jade, like a cabochon, just a rounded, flat on the back hunk of jade. And you pick it up. And as you do, with your nat 20, you notice silently the door is now blocked off. It looks like a solid wall of stone. No one else notices this.
Which door? The one we came through?
Mm-hmm. The only door in the room. Looks like it is now blocked off. And you all hear a hissing sound.
Oh, no.
There are small vents that are along the walls, right at the bottom. And you start to notice what looks like maybe a mist creeping in through the vents.
Oh no.
What is everyone doing?
Well, I have a stone. And with my
I
nat
feel
20,
like your time is ticking.
I'm going to I feel like I want to put it in the grunt compartment of the tree.
You put the jade in the grunt compartment?
I think so.
It clicks into place.
Does it go into place?
It clicks into place.
Great!
All right, let's keep looking, see what else we find. See if
On top of the pedestal, you see Gog stand up triumphant. He says, there's a book up here, and in the pages of the book I found a ruby! And he jumps off of the pedestal holding this ruby up. He runs over and he goes, where should I put it?
Well, you're a grunt too. Baby, look at the jackalope. What is that thing? The Amarage part?
The Elmerish?
Yeah, maybe try that one.
Yeah, okay. And he tries to put it in, and it doesn't fit.
the Zobo maybe, because it's a red panda type thing. Red.
He tries to put it in the Zorbo, and it clicks into place. He says,
Look
"Oh, that
there.
one worked. All right, we gotta find more." I need everybody to roll another investigation check.
Ah,
Mist begins to creep in closer and
Ooh.
closer.
Why do I suck at rolling?
well, I
Well,
not an accident. I rolled a 5 and then I have to take off 1 for investigation, so now it's a 4.
Am I still inspired?
That only lasted 10 minutes.
Oh, that's okay.
well, unfortunately, Gog rolled a 1, so
I only rolled an 8.
I rolled a 5 or 4.
Oh wait, I'm gonna cast locate objects.
what are you trying to locate?
I'm trying to locate more like gems.
Which one? You haven't seen any of them besides the ruby and the jade.
Wait, did it when we was on the ground when we first met God? He had a little rock in his hand. He liked it.
It says
You know, Florp is a pretty lucky frog.
Did you
So
take that?
I
Pete?
think I'm gonna use a lucky point and re-roll.
Okay, go for it.
Good job for it.
13.
Better than nothing.
it says locate object. The spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon. So the nearest gem to me.
Totem.
What kind of gem?
Oh crap.
Do an emerald because there's a snake thing, or an onyx for the Black Panther, or I don't know. I can't even write it all down.
It's not a black panther.
Okay.
It's a
yeah.
it's a
Oh.
leopard. Sorry, it is a leopard.
What about I'm gonna try and locate. None of the other ones have colors.
Just do an emerald, I think, because a snake is green sometimes.
Well, you had jade.
Oh, jade's green. Yep.
I,
But
I'm gonna go with onyx.
Oddly enough, that is exactly what I just wrote down for where it is. You cast locate object. You're trying to find onyx. Something. You close your eyes. Something pings, and you turn around. Off in the right side of the room, there's a pile of leaves in the corner. You go diving for it, and when your hand pops out of this pile of leaves, you are holding a little round of onyx.
All right, I'm gonna jump up there and see if I can fit it in.
the capuchin, but not a capuchin monkey.
The Sue
I don't know.
monster.
They're
Well,
sweetie.
the Sue monster. Does it fit?
You try to put it in the Sue monster. It doesn't work.
All right, I try again. This time in the. What is
So,
it?
while you're doing this, the mist has crept in. And because you rolled a wrong answer,
Oh, no.
you are all going to take 4 points of damage.
Shoot.
You feel it seep into your lungs. Make a perception check for me, Mud.
22.
With a 22, you notice now that you are up close and personal with this, you're the first person to actually look at this up front instead of looking at it from down below. You notice there are what looks like little buttons, little triggers in the indents where you're putting these gems. So if you choose wrong, it's triggering something that hurts.
Oh no.
What kind
Any-
of damage are we taking?
This would be necrotic.
Alright.
Can we do a relist of all these sculptures? It was too fast for my.
Yeah,
Sure,
I've
yeah.
only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them.
Have them
I got-
all the sculptures colored.
They are not colored, they're just carved out of the wood in the center.
But we know Who the edibles are that they're carved as?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. So let me go through them again. You have a grung, which you know what they look like. You put the jade in, and that one clicked correct. You have the Zorbo, which looks like the very angry sort of red panda with the scaly belly. You put the ruby in there, and that worked. You have the Almirage, that jackalope looking thing with the unicorn horn. You have a Froghemoth, which the grung would know about because they almost revere them as gods. They are massive frog monsters. They're dangerous, though. You have a Jakuli, which looks like a snake-ish creature. It has a ridge of horns on either side of its head. There is some kind of bird. There's that panther, or jaguar, rather, with the snakes coming out of the back of its neck. You see a flail snail, and you see that monkey, the capuchin monkey creature.
Well,
Flail snail, do you think those are black?
or the buggy, but maybe buggy's a brown.
We tried the ape black one, it didn't fit.
Oh, maybe the file.
Or the Jakuli. I'm gonna go. Do we know?
Not the Jakuli because it was a cheetah colored. I thought.
Make a nature check. The Jakuli is the snake.
So he's snake-like. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nature, I got a 15.
You don't necessarily think that the colors correspond to the colors of the creature, but there is some sort of association there.
All right, I'm just gonna put it in the.
Ooh, maybe the frog Hebit because those are gods. Never mind. What's our enemy? There was one that was a real bad enemy.
That's the Sioux monster.
And we already
those monkeys that have destroyed whole tribes before for
All
sport.
right. What do you guys think? Flail snail or the Jakuli snake?
It might have something to do with the type of fighting or how it hurts, maybe.
Can we tell
Like, where Grung we poison, that was Jade Green. I don't know much about the Zorbo, but maybe it does something fire or.
I'm just running out of time, so I'm gonna put in the Jakuli.
All right, you put the onyx into that snake figure. You all start to cough and heave as you take 1 point of necrotic damage each.
Oh gosh.
Okay, we gotta do a better job. I have a question. This is not me because I'm wait. Since I'm not so intelligent, I'm looking at the stone. I took it from you, and I'm just kind of looking. Can we look at the shape? Are they in shapes?
They're
No.
circular.
I don't know how we would ever figure this out.
Flail snail.
We're just gonna keep trying.
You put it in the flail snail. You're going to take 1 point of necrotic damage.
Did Grog have a stone that he said he liked when we first got together?
Gog? No.
Gog.
No.
What? It's Gog.
Everybody make another nature check as you're looking up at this.
I got a natural one.
Some dust falls in your eye.
I got a 15.
Okay.
5.
Right. Let's see how Gog does. So you and Gog, Florp, you and Gog both look at each other at the same time. You remember hearing tales about the Eblis. They are beautiful. They look like the ibis bird. They're very tall, long legs. They are white and red and black.
Bird.
Bird? All right.
Bird!
I put it in the bird.
It sinks into place on the
Yeah.
All right.
Now we gotta find more.
Yep.
I'm gonna start lifting things, trying to
All
find,
right.
just kind of tearing the room apart.
Okay.
Because I believe I'm strong.
Everybody make an investigation check for me.
Or investigation, which I'm not good at.
Oh, good. There.
Well, I'm gonna re-roll again.
16.
16.
14.
That one was worse.
No. Florp, what was it?
Wait. Oh, I get to choose
What?
which one to use. Okay, I'm gonna go with my first roll, because my second roll was a natural 1.
Oof.
That's the one that...
What'd you get?
6.
Okay. You are frantically searching through piles of leaves. You don't find anything. Mud, yours was a 16?
16.
16. You go over to another pile that's closer to the left where the roots are. You find in that pile an opal. Toodles, you got a 14?
Yeah.
You're looking around off to the right. You start lifting some stones, trying to see somehow if there's something underneath one. And in fact, you do. You find a tiger's eye.
A tiger's eye.
That brown, almost serrated looking thing. And Gog, with a natural 20, very, very smartly goes over to what looked like the alchemist's area. And he jumps up onto the counter and begins shuffling around. And you hear some of the vials falling off of the stone shelf and breaking. And he stands up, and in his hands, he has a citrine and a quartz.
Woo!
I'm gonna say that tiger's eye goes with the jaguar.
Yeah, the panther jaguar steak thing.
Yep.
I'm gonna
You run up, you shove it into place, and it fits.
And I just go like this, and then mud's kind of flying off my head.
Yep, it goes spraying all over.
Into my eye.
Nicely done.
What do
So-
y'all think with this opal?
Well, I
Maybe
would.
either the Almirage or the flail snails, my guess.
My instinct was the Almirage. I'm gonna try it.
For the horde, baby.
Yeah.
You try to put this opal into the Almirage.
No, it's wrong.
Unfortunately, you all take 2 points of necrotic damage.
Mother-
Gog coughs deeply, like there's something stuck in his lungs, and he runs over with his citrine and quartz.
Oh, citrine quartz. Maybe the citrine. Oh, wait.
Maybe the quartz for the Almirage. And
Yeah,
maybe...
Everybody make a history check.
Oh, no.
Another natural 1.
Oh, I did something good.
I keep using dice too. Every single dice.
So, Mud, you're trying to look up at what this is, and you keep pressing your face closer and closer, trying to discern something, and you rub your face up against the tree and you get a splinter.
Ow.
18.
It doesn't like splinters.
I got an 18.
14.
Nice. The 14, you had said earlier the quartz, you were thinking, goes with the Almirage, perhaps. And you remember quartz is often associated with, like, Fae. They like quartz.
Who does?
The Fae. Toodles, with your 18, however, you remember something. 2 things that are very important. You remember an old folktale that you were told as a child and you loved. It's called the 9 Trickster Gods. And each of these gods was a different animal, and they all had a different personality. And you remember very distinctly there was a Jakuli god, a snake god. that was actually pretty well beloved. His name was Moa. And when people talked about him, they said he shone like the sun. And all sorts of different colors danced on his scales.
Oh, wait a second. I'm just remembering something. But what's that? What do we have now? I have a quartz and a citrine. Someone has an opal, right? No.
You have the opal. Gog is holding the quartz and the citrine in both
I
hands.
have an opal.
No,
Well-
I have the opal. You
You
had
have the opal?
the tiger's eye fit right
Yeah,
in.
you found the tiger's eye and it got put into place.
I
Bud has the opal.
But that citrine is the sunstone, so that should go with the jaculi.
But I don't know if that's true because yes, but also their skin shines many different colors, so that would be an opal. So I'm gonna try that one.
I can't keep my face straight. I'm just so excited when
Yeah.
you
But
put
I
the
just-
opal. You put the opal into the slot underneath that snake, and it it almost looks like it smiles when you do so. It fits into place.
So that's a jaculi.
Good
Yep.
thinking.
That was the trickster god Moa.
Okay, so we got the opal down.
You still have the quartz and the citrine.
Yeah, the quartz goes in with the almirage.
You pop it into place and it fits.
Okay.
You have 2 left. You have 2 spots and 1 stone. You
What
have the
the-
whale snail and the sumo.
Don't we?
We have the frog hamit.
Oh, right. Yep. You do still have the frog behemoth.
Yeah.
That's true. You have 3 spots and 1 stone.
Sue monster.
3 spots, 1 stone. Citrine. Flail snail, monkey, frog hemoth.
Does
I
that
you guess it hasn't gone well for me so far, but
does anyone maybe a frog hemoth has yellow eyes?
What if we look for the
Yeah,
other stones and see what those are, and then try and fit the rest in based
All right,
on
I'm
that?
gonna go searching.
All right. Everybody that wants to look, make another investigation check as you're hurriedly running around, holding your breath, trying not to breathe in this awful
I
smoke.
did fine.
Dog did not do it. How good did you do, Fleur?
Oh, I did real good. I just rolled
Uh-huh.
a natural 20.
Oh!
That's good. Mud rolled 10.
Out of 4.
Cool. You matched with Gog. You two are looking at a pile of leaves and you both get distracted because there's one that's like a full big leaf and you can both hold it up. And when you do, there are holes where the eyes could be. And it's almost like a mask and you get really excited. Because you rolled a nat 20, Fleur, you go searching around. You go over to that table where the alchemist supplies were. And instead of going on top of it, you go underneath it. You're looking around for something that might have fallen. And you find a little chunk of amber. And it looks like inside the amber there's a tiny, terrified bug that was trapped and died there. While you're under there, you also glance over as you're starting to climb out from underneath the table. You don't see a stone. Instead, you see a ball of moss, but it is perfectly cylindrical.
Moss.
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 Well, I would have said the bug would be scared of the frog hemoth, but
I'd say the bug might go to the frog hemoth, because you know how we frog like fellas like bugs.
that's what I was thinking. But
You
then
know?
Everybody make.
a moss ball.
Actually, you know what? Toodles. Make a history check for me.
Good on history. Oh, I got 15. It was 60, but I'd take off 1 point.
Okay, you're trying to remember more about these 9 trickster gods because you're starting to put it together. That's what these are. They're the 9 trickster gods. And you remember a creature named Wango. Wango was a Sioux monster who was the enemy of Moa. Moa was good and kind. Wongo was cruel, and he enjoyed fear. He enjoyed scaring beings.
And he was a sea monger,
Sea monster, a Sioux monster.
a Sioux monster, and that is which of the three we have left?
That's the monkey.
Ah, well, I think the monkey. Oh, hey guys, I remember something. You know, this monkey-like fella, they are mean and they are really into fear. And this little bug looks so scared. I think it should go in there.
You did well so far. I say you give it another shot, too.
I might be wrong, but at least I tried. That's what my mama says. Put it in.
It fits into place.
Hey.
The nice moss goes with the frog hemoth, because we're moss. What is our thing?
So you put the ball of moss in with the froghemoth, and it fits. You remember now that it is the only possible thing left, that the eye stalks and the little eye chunks at the top of the stalks of the flail snails are bright yellow.
Citrine.
You put this in place, the last place it could fit, it clicks in.
Oh, would you look at that?
As it does so, the whole tree starts to rumble a little bit, and you see a tiny door opening up at the very bottom, slowly, slowly, slowly rumbling open. And behind you, you hear rumbling as well as the door is rumbling open behind you. And out of this little opening, like several roots have moved out of the way to reveal this little opening in the tree. A mask comes flying out. It's a little brown mask. It looks like it could fit any of you. It has eye holes and a mouth very dull. There's nothing special about this mask except for the fact that it is floating on its own right now. It looks like it's made of wood. You can see the knots, deep gnarled knots on either side. And it floats up a little bit and looks down at all of you. And it says, "Thank you. I was hoping someone would come. I have a request. And I hope you will indulge me." And behind it, you see this ethereal, glittering body begin to form. The body of a long snake. And these opalescent horns begin to appear behind the mask in ridges. And Moa looks down on you all and says, "We have been trapped here. The 9 of us. You must find the things that we have been trapped in and set them free. You must set us free. We are the only ones that can stop him. Please, will you do this for us?"
I'm sorry, stop who?
The Lich.
Oh, no.
You say a lich? Oh,
Goes by many names. When he was alive, he was someone else. Now, he is known as a Sararak. And that's where we're going to end our one shot with this mask looking down on you, asking for aid.
These frogs, I tell you. They're
It's a one shot. We got to do it again then.
Not a one shot. I would do it again. I would continue.
We can't let this Sararak can't hurt Noah. Noah. What is it?
Moa?
Noah. No worries about Moa. I can stop the accent, can't I?
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in where Girls Guts Glory. A big shout out and thank you to StartPlaying.Games for sponsoring this episode. Go check it out. November 7th at 1 p.m., you can play a game like we just played with Miss Rachel Seeley.
Herself.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. So go check it out. Start playing.games/u/Girls Guts Glory to sign up. Woo! Thanks for tuning in.
Everybody.